Obviously, that is not a rotary. That is an LS3.
Ah, there it is.
Is this on?
Well, let's go.
It's not minus 100 today, so it's a pretty decent day here in New York. Let's get some work done. There's my little one-car garage. That's the Supra. And anybody who has a one-car garage knows storage is a premium. And this is usually how project cars are with one-car garages. Shoved with parts all the way under, over, everywhere. I'm gonna get to this one day. Got big plans for it, but this is the project at hand right now, the RX-7. I'm gonna give you a quick tour. One car garage, you gotta stay pretty organized or else you're not gonna get anything done in here. And this is my attempt to be organized. Little toolbox, nothing crazy, just the basic stuff in there. Stuff everywhere. These are just my hardware shelves. More hardware and just miscellaneous things. I make a lot of stuff. It's just stuff. A lot of stuff. The welders. One MIG welder, one TIG welder. 2 gas tanks. Right on top of that, it's just an aluminum table. The rods right there. These things are awesome. These little bins right here. Just double stack them. Of course, more stuff. Okay. Little drill press. And all the chemicals are on top. You guys noticed, I hang everything because it's a one car. And floor space is hard to come by. So there, I hang that. That's my air compressor. Yes, it can be sideways like that. It's oilless. The bucket is a part of my vacuum system because I make a huge mess in here sometimes. I cut wood in here sometimes too. And the vacuum cleaner was always taking up space. So what I did was, that's the catch. And the vacuum is actually up there on the ceiling, right on top of the AC unit. And when I want to use it, I just plug it in, and then the hose comes all the way here. There. And all the debris stays in the bucket. Doesn't go up there. It's pretty cool stuff. Because I do cut wood in here, I weld, I do a bunch of stuff in here. That's an air filter, very important. My leftover wood rack, my little metal rack slash, see, my kids' bike rack, and the scrap pile that I've been meaning to sort through forever and just haven't. Oh, that jack, old aluminum race jack. That thing is probably, I don't know, 20 years old. It doesn't work anymore, but it's got some sentimental value, so I'm kind of keeping it just because it looks cool. I mean, I raced with it for many years and it's kind of cool to have around. It's a mini press. Always need a press. That is the rear for my Supra. That is a automatic twin turbo rear. Because my Supra is NA 5-speed. Spare MIG welder. I've had this MIG welder for a while and it works awesome. Actually right now I'm doing another project outside and I'm using this because I changed it out to flux core so it doesn't need any need gas. When you weld outside, you don't want to use gas because if the wind blows, the gas oil comes out and it welds like shit. Storage area filled with parts. Some old Porsche parts that I had. There's actually an old turbo in there, you see that? That is actually the roof tent that goes on top of my FJ. When the kids and I go camping, we just kind of pop that off and we actually sleep on top of the truck. The gardening stuff, nobody really wants to see this, but this is kind of cool too. I don't know what I was thinking. This was the push mower because I live in New York and we have like 2 feet by 2 feet of lawn. This is the smallest thing I could find and this is the only thing I can hang. So this is just a regular old push motor that I put a electric motor on and rigged it so I could use these batteries. See, I rigged it, there it is. I want to show you, this is kind of cool. So I made that. And then wired, this is for a scooter. All those are controls from one of those scooter things. So what you do, you want to go faster or slow, you just, yeah. And you use the same battery as these. I know. My wife says I'm crazy too. Well, that's it. I guess we should probably do some car stuff now. Welcome to New York. Under the quarantine thing, we're all working from home this week. Well, could be for a little while. And we're all locked down, so I figured I'd finish up some projects. And one of them is this thing. Quick background on this car is, this is a 93? Oh shit, 94, sorry. 94 FD. Obviously that is not a rotary. That is an LS3. 11:1 compression, cams, trunnion kit, valve springs, retainers, the whole nine. The whole motor's went through. It's pretty much brand new. It's pretty fresh. Transmission is a CD09 out of a 370Z, and the rear end is a Ford 8.8 out of a Ford Explorer. It's a pretty clean car, except that I threw a bunch of parts into it. Bought the car, motor was blown. Yeah, right? Go figure. Rotaries, they blow up. This little project I started about 6 months ago, and it just kind of spiraled out of control, and I ended up with this. It was supposed to be simple, 2 or 3 weekend swap and be done with it. But here we are, 6 months later, things happen. Maybe I'll drive it back out to the Hoonigans when I'm done with it. First things first is I'm gonna try to do this tranny mount. I kind of left it halfway from the last time, so let's check this out. No lift. Back on your stomach. Here it is. This is what I did last time. Still missing this half. So I gotta go to here, to here. That's what I made just before I left to go to California. So, I'm gonna make this little half today. It's gonna be quite the challenge to do stuff back home now. I mean, before my garage was pretty well stacked. Now, I'm just down to the basics. That's all I got. What the? So, I have a stockpile of steel here. Kids are taking over with the damn bikes. I have raw materials. It's just gonna have a hell of a time cutting, drilling, and welding stuff. I still have my hardware stuff. It's gonna be good times. Not really. New York, it's cold. Beanie. Let me give you a little quick tech tip of the day. Anytime you're making a bracket or mount or anything, drill the holes first. Get the basic shape of it, and then cut it out. I have to cut all this off, this off. Don't worry about what it's gonna look like at first. Make it fit. Drill the holes, do your basic shape, and then trim the fit. Don't work the other way around. This is way faster, way easier, and you always have a nicer looking bracket at the end. Here's the one I made a couple months ago. As you can see, it's already rusty. I'm gonna clean this up, cut this out, weld it together, and now my tranny bracket's gonna be finished. There it is. It's cut, it's shaped. I welded the gap, so no more gap. After about 9 hours, here's what it looks like. This half was old. I did that a couple months ago, and this is what we did today. This is what I did today. So it's done. Tranny mount. Weird looking thing, but fits. It's just so funny because it's on 2 different planes, 2 different angles. I have no idea why Mazda designed that thing like that, but it is what it is. It's done. Now, for some steel it. Done. Painted, ready to be put back into the car. Just check it out. There it is. Whew. Doesn't look too bad. Kind of weird looking. Weird shapes. It works. I'm going to install it and move on to the next little thing, which is probably going to be wiring. Yeah, got to make sense of all that. Hook up the fans, hook up the fuel pump relay. The engine harness is done. It was done a while ago. Tranny mount's installed, done. So I don't have to deal with that ever again. So if it's not too disgusting outside and my kids don't drive my wife crazy, sneak out back out here and do a little bit more on the car. So another episode tomorrow, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Where the hell did I put it? Man. Assholes right here. Ugh. God, this blows.